Okay, awesome. Well, so we can want to wait a few
Mhm. Okay, that sounds good.
minutes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Jerry, I guess whenever you're ready to start, it's on 3:05. That up to you.
Okay, that sounds good. I think we'll get started now so that we have time to have all the presenters have 15 minutes increments, and then we can get to have a longer portion for the question and answer. So, welcome everyone. Before we get started, I would like to ask the presenters and attendees to please type in the chat box. We would like you to add your name, title, department, organization, email, and phone number. This info is for those who would like to contact college representatives after the webinar and answering personalized questions, just in case. Also important, if everyone can please mute yourselves by pressing the microphone button to red on your screen, we would gratefully appreciate it. And then we can get started. So again, I want to say hello and good afternoon to everyone. My name is Jerry Thomas, and I'm the secretary for the Arizona Indian Education Association, or AIEA. This webinar will cover the introduction to tribal colleges and universities for new and future college students, their parents or caring adults, and educators wanting more information. It should be noted that these webinars are recorded so they can be posted on our AIEA webpage and AIEA YouTube channel for others to view after the webinar. We do hold spoken questions until later in the webinar during the questions and answer time after all the presenters have spoken, but we also encourage attendees to type in questions inside the chat box. As a reminder, again, please mute your microphone to red as to hear and not disrupt any of our presenters. So what is AIEA? AIEA is a 501c3 nonprofit that was established in 2003 after Arizona educators who wanted to better serve their Native American students through collaborative efforts met and created this statewide organization. In doing so, they started with the mission to develop strategies, activities, and provide research and resources to Arizona schools for their American Indian students to academically excel in culturally responsive education. Okay, I'm getting a few comments. Can everyone understand? Hear me well?
Yeah, the kind
Oh, okay.
part of
And also
what you
have
were
somebody,
saying.
one of the presenters that doesn't have access.
Okay.
Start or?
I'm gonna switch over.
Okay, can you hear me better?
We did. There was go.
Sort of.
Okay, can everyone hear me now? Okay. Can everyone hear me better?
Yes, I heard you much better.
Okay. So cover what AIEA is again, and then we can move forward. So the Arizona Indian Education Association is a 501c3 nonprofit that was established in 2003 after Arizona educators wanted to better serve their Native American students through collaborative efforts, decided to meet and create this statewide nonprofit organization. In doing so, they started with the mission to develop strategies, activities, and provide research and resources to Arizona schools for their American Indian students to academically excel through culturally responsive education. So things AIEA continue to do are provide a network among Indian education programs spanning from pre-K to higher education. I'm sorry about that, guys. I think it's my connection in my house. Sorry, my whole family's using the internet and it's gonna be skipping through some of the vocals. I'm really sorry about that. So we'll just continue until the next presenter comes up to define what a tribal college and university is. But until then, we'll just go through right now. So we also continue to deliver educational services by Indian education agencies through collaborative and other federal, state, and tribal programs. We also organize statewide events and programs for students, such as our scholarship that we have, and then the summer youth camp that we host every July. And then we also provide professional development activities for educators and other stakeholders during our general meetings. We also have a web page that's under the Intertribal Council of Arizona's website under Programs tab. The Arizona Indian Education Association is the first listed. But we do have our YouTube channel where we post our webinars for everyone to share. We also have a Facebook that is active and posts regularly regarding current issues in Indian education, legislative updates, and AIEA events. Importantly, the purpose of making these education webinars is to introduce topics related to Indian education for students, parents or caring adults, and educators to learn about opportunities that they may not know about already. Right now, our webinar series focuses on college planning for new and future college students who want to know more about the college planning process. We do this by introducing programs, college and universities, scholarships, and their representatives in this online layout so they can hear from multiple professionals and gain important info about how to start their post-high school journey of looking into or applying to colleges, especially during this time of social distancing and its impacts on these programs and their procedures. Next, I'm going to let our president of AIEA, Kimberly Felipe give us a short overview of AIEA's legislative efforts in working with federal and state and tribal programs. Hello, Kim. Are you there?
Okay, yes, I am. I just want to say again, Indian Education Association. Kimberly Dinkelby Gay. I am of the Kiowa Cattle and Pawnee Nation. I currently reside in Tucson, Arizona. So as we a lot of the legislative efforts, we also talk about meetings throughout the year. And one of the things that I would like to, or that we would like for our membership is issues that are relevant to the Native American community. So we try and keep them abreast of what's happening in understand whether it may directly or indirectly affect us as educators working with children and Native American families. So locally, we have this was not specific graduated and wanted to wear their cultural regalia during graduation. But due to the pandemic that happened, everything got canceled. So this is one of the bills that we were keeping a close eye on because it does directly affect our. The second issue we wanted to talk about, or that we made our membership aware of, was a border destruction. This is when when it came in, and we brought our meetings is because we have a lot of members that are of the Tohono Nation and Passamaquoddy tribes, and so this greatly affects their community, which also affects us here in Arizona as being a part of the Native community. So that they had destroyed a lot of the sacred how Representative Holland, how she in cultural aspect of the Tohono people instead of just one. So our membership to be aware that this was an ongoing issue and still is currently. We talked about the Navajo Nation that they were going to be having. These were originally mining, transport, a lot of Navajo Nation that they're aware these are a few issues that are happening. There's so much more we talk about locally that's happening. So more about what's going on with the legislative efforts. Please, I encourage you to look at federal issues that affect us as a Native. Was a Brackeen versus Bernhard. This was originally the Zinke case. This is an Indian child welfare case that started out initiated a couple that sued a non-Indian couple that sued the government, stating that the IC Act that it was unconstitutional. This is an act that has been for years. That act, meaning that if they're up for adoption, that the tribal community have the first choice whether or not to bring them back to their communities and traditions. So this idea is in place in communities. And so this specific case was wanting to say unconstitutional because they wanted to adopt or outside affect our educators because we work directly with students who are affected foster homes or adoption agencies. And so to keep abreast again just on what's that these type of issues could directly affect how these families we directly work with. So we want whenever we work with the families, handle that particular situation. The federal budget proposal across the board, this the education that there that were happening, adult scholarships, cuts, the Johnson O'Malley in general. We also talk about on a local level with the Arizona state budgeting that overall there was $67,418 that was cut specifically for the Indian education. There is absolutely no funding from the state in support of our Office of the DN. AIEA is constantly a part of it. We just want to keep our membership up to date across the country because it does directly affect us Native American people. Questions, feel free to put it in the by our emails that Jerry had put up before. So thank you.
Kimberly. So what is a tribal college or university? I have Daniel Santiago Jr. from Tohono O'odham, who will be giving us a definition of what is a TCU. Daniel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys. Skutash, Aniam Chugik, Daniel Sistiaga. Good day. My name is Daniel Sistiaga, and I am the O'odham Kukut Hamashimakut, otherwise known as Tohono O'odham Community College. And just a little bit about me. And now I currently reside in Tucson. So today, I just wanted to give a little bit of an intro as to what a tribal college. Let's go ahead and delve right into it. So tribal colleges are unique institutions of higher education. They provide relevant and meaningful educational opportunities. If I didn't kind of get us into the mindset as to how they kind of came to be. So if you'll just bear with me. When we think back to a time of uncertainty and all of the, and even time before that, but most recently in the past 70 years, this whole concept of sovereignty, self-governance has been at the center of the conversation. College and universities did exist, but they never existed to have this. So during the 1960s, there was a surgence of indigeneity and the reclamation of native culture, languages, teachings, and even a certain tribal authority. So the Navajo Nation was the first to pursue the educational endeavor and created Navajo Community College in the later 1975. The self-determined start taking more control of things like healthcare and their education. Further, in 1978, President Carter signed the Tribally Controlled Community College Act, and it really allowed tribal colleges to get federal funding. So TCUs are really no different from historically black colleges and institutions. They're unique in their missions and where essentially they were created for their people from similar backgrounds. Most often, they allow students to seek higher education opportunities, and many really exist to provide a safe and relevant learning space for their nations or tribes. And majority, if not self-determination, languages, beliefs, values, and cultures really into their overall structure and of their college. So when we fast forward today, they're in tribal colleges under the American Indian Higher Education Consortium, otherwise known as AHEC. And as you can see, they span all the way across the United States. Are existing really in the Northern Plains area. Are up north as Barrow, even like ours at Tohono Community College being the southernmost. So right now, again, under AHEC, which is the American Indian Higher Education Consortium, those colleges are accredited, and two currently, we'll mention one of them specifically in Arizona, San Carlos Apache College, as they're going and seeking that accreditation. And so when I mention accreditation, that the degrees and classes that they offer have met either a national standard or some sort of criteria. And so that means that college, it would be the same class that you would take at even a university. Arizona, we have several tribal colleges. In Arizona, we have Dine College, which Tohono Community College University does have a site in Chinle, and then San Carlos Apache College, as they are getting started there under as they're getting established. New Mexico does have tribal colleges as well. Dine College has sites there, but Institute of American Indian Arts, IAIA, NTU, Navajo Technical University in Crown Point, and then Southwestern area. But we have tribal colleges, again, that span over the entire United States. One of the more familiar ones, too, as well, is Haskell Indian Nations University College, located in Barrow, Alaska, the Coudray, or even Chanjeska Chicana community, are the ones that do exist. But yeah, so in closing, I just want to mention that TCUs are, if you're looking for a place-based education focus to really consider for your education. And further, many TCUs are not just community colleges, offer full-on universities and even offering master's degree for students. So I would hope that you guys really consider tribal colleges, and there's some really great
Thank you, Daniel,
information
for
that's going to be shared later.
It was really great and a lot of detail. Thank you. Thank you. So now we're coming to introduce our featured tribal colleges and universities. First, we're going to go with Tohono Community College. Chandra Claw, would you like to introduce TOCC? Sandra, you may have to unmute yourself.
Sorry, I could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We can hear
I
you.
got it. Okay. Okay. Skadash, Anyana, Jikik, Chandra Claw. Good Good afternoon. My name is Chandra Kla. I am the recruiter from Tohono Community College. I work in the Student Services Division, and I'm happy to be here. I want to start by saying thank you to AIEA and ITCA for hosting the webinar and allowing us this opportunity to give presentations about our tribal colleges and universities. We appreciate the time to be able to talk to you about our college and to offer. Thank you. So to begin, if we can go to Tohono Community College is located in Tucson, in Sales, Arizona, and this is about 60 miles Tucson. And so I've got that map there to show you where we're located. And we're one of 37 accredited tribal community colleges in the United States, and we are one of 2 accredited TCUs in Arizona. And Danny mentioned some of the other colleges that have so in the other part of the slide I have is a student profile. One of the things our goal is to have about 500 students on our campus, and so we're hoping to meet that within the next year, or even next semester, the fall semester. We have 2% of our females. Our students are 62% of our students are females, and 38% are male students. And then our average age for our students is 32. We do have more and more students coming up directly to our college. So we are, that median age is changing. Go to the next slide. Can we go to the next slide? So in 1998, we were founded by under Pima Community College. We began working on our accreditation through the Higher Learning Commission. In 2004, we became a land grant institution, and then about a year later, we fully accredited by the Higher Learning. In the same way that we are collaborating with Pima Community College, college is also collaborating with TOCC to get their own accreditation through HLC in about 3 to 5 years. So our vision to the Tohono Nation Center for Higher Education and to nation's participation in local, state, national, and global communities. As an accredited land grant institution, TOCC's mission is to enhance the unique Tohono Himdag by strengthening individual families and communities through holistic and quality higher education services. And this includes research opportunities and programs that address academic and developmental skills. HIMDOC serves the foundation for our students' personal and educational development. HIMDOC is the culture, the way of life, the values that are uniquely held and displayed by the Tohono Nation. It applies to all aspects of our lives as students and community. One of the strategic initiatives that we have incorporated as a college is our core value system, Shoshone. And the core values of the HIMDOG is something that we have demonstrated through our work with each other, our students and community. And these core values are our beliefs, our well-being, our deepest respect, and working with each other. And we've also taken some other initiatives. We've taken an active role in the nation's effort to revitalize and preserve and strengthen the Tohono language and culture. A couple of things that we've done is, providing the Tohono history, culture, and the language. And these are required classes for our students at TOCC. And another project that we're working on is establishing a center, and this will house and preserve language materials, our oral histories, and essentially be a training center for other educators. Okay. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the benefits of attending TLCC. We have the most affordable tuition in the state of Arizona. Our tuition is $425 per credit hour. Students can attend our school for $100 full time, and if you that institutions, it's significantly less. Years ago, we our tuition from $68 to $34.25, and the reason why that was we wanted our graduate, our students when they graduated to have little or no debt, and we also wanted them to understand that, when students come to the community colleges, they, by doing that, save a lot of money. And for a small class, while when you're in one of our classes, we can typically see to 5 to 11 students for help, and then sometimes that community college at community colleges institutions, and this is actually a myth. 50% of our full-time faculty and a few of our adjunct faculties have their doctorate degrees. So community colleges do have high community colleges also give students degrees before they transfer. This not only leads to more opportunity in earning high earnings, but also giving them a better footing. Our advisors, our faculty, our transfer coordinator work really closely with our students to ensure transfer to any of the and then they also get assistance if they decide to go to direct employment. Language classes for Autumn members, it's free. The tuition and fees are waived for take language classes, and this includes members of the Tohono O'odham Nation, Auction, and the document that's required is the tribal ID. We do provide, we try to provide easier access for our students. Is really difficult to access higher education. So we provide these extended sites to make it easier. Just recently, we opened our Phoenix Indian Center. Over the years, members and our sister nations in the Phoenix area. So that's why we opened up the new office. It's located on Avenue in the Phoenix Indian Center. And then we also offer flexibility for students by offering or providing multiple delivery options. So students can take classes in person, online, virtual, and public institution. We primarily serve the members of the Tohono O'odham Nation, but anyone can attend our for the other tribal colleges as well. Can you go to the next one? Can you go to the next slide?
Oh, I did.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, can you hear me? Okay. So we want to say that we do try to provide a lot of support to our students. Students, when they come to our school, we have to be well prepared to another university, or if they decide to go to direct employment. This is a list of the services that academic support, faculty advisors, retention support, and transfer support. They all work together to on track, and that they have this academic support they need for when they decide to go into or to transfer. We also offer tutoring services, writing, math, and computer labs for our students. Our library, we have two libraries, one on that main campus and one, and the other one's at the west campus. The tutoring schedule is always posted, so students know when to find help for those areas they need help with. We also offer life right, but when we open back to our students, we open again. The residence everybody's been placed, and so once we open the dorms back up, then those will be notified about the availability of those rooms. We have a cafeteria on campus. They serve breakfast, lunch 4 days, 4 times on Thursday, and so, and then you just pay at the in the student service in all the different campuses we have, West and Central Campus, and they transportation runs every 20 minutes so that students stay classes on time, and if they need to go into cells, they have an option. We also have students, and this available to students to help them with beyond that advising. They would just make an appointment and be able to access the counselor. We also do have the wellness through. Many know that we have decided to basketball program for both men and women, and have picked up cross country, and this we thought was a little bit with the culture, and so, but there are some changes. So go ahead and next slide. So these are business, health sciences, elementary education, early childhood education, and the building construction technologies. We will be making some changes too, as well, to the social services and the building technologies. Social services is going to be programs. It's going to be social work and then behavioral sciences, and that will in this coming fall. And some new programs to expect from that is the geographic information systems, and the culinary arts. There's a couple of other ones that that will a couple of months. The degrees that we offer in these programs are Associates of Arts and Associates of Science, and both of these Associates of Applied Sciences and certificates, those are for direct employment. Other programs we offer is dual. They wanted to start in high school, juniors and seniors can. We also have summer programs and then also have the GED program for students. And then on the next slide. So for admissions, for our college, Tohono O'odham Nation Community College is the application. Sometimes other colleges will charge a fee for free. It's easy to apply and enroll. Our application is online, or you can download it and print out and fill out the application and mail it back into the admissions for both summer and fall are online now. But all the different course schedules are always located on our website. So at any time you can questions about if students have any questions about admissions, if they can email at tocc.edu. The staff there will the required documents are listed there. A student is not a tribal member or does tribal membership. A state student is and GED transcripts and then official transcripts if they are going to apply for federal financial aid. Full diploma and the official transcripts that they would okay, so for financial aid, we do encourage students to apply for FAFSA, and if them to start that, complete that, and get it submitted. This is a free online application, whether they are Pell eligible or not, and then another thing, when they apply to get besides their Pell Grant is the Cook Doc Scholarship, and this is full tuition, $200 towards their books. We also get scholarships. Students also get that scholarship, but a couple of them each semester. And then we also offer emergency aid for emergency aid to help them continue with their education. Sometimes it's next slide. Okay, so that's my presentation. Contact information is listed there. If you have any questions, you can always email me or call me. Some of the recruiting programs that I oversee is the campus tours and the college visits for the 9th through 12th graders. Information system. So this coming Tuesday, I do have. This coming Monday, I have a virtual info session. The new student orientations for students. when they start, when they're enrolled and they're starting their semesters. And then I also do the K through 8 outreach and community outreach, tabling at different events, participating in different events. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chandra. Okay, next up we have Ryan Lee from Dine College. Ryan, are you there? Yes.
Yes, we.
Dine College, my name is Ryan Lee. I'm the student recruiter for Dine College. I'm a recent grad, like last year. Got my bachelor's degree in business for Dine College. So I'm glad to see everybody out, and thank you for your time. And I'd like to thank IEA for everything too as well. Dine College, success rooted in tradition. As you can see, our information, the website, Dine College, like our phone number you can reach us by. Our core values go by success rooted in tradition, meaning that we like to keep our Navajo culture, class teachings of all of our statement, which is rooted in Diné language and is to post-secondary student learning and development to ensure the well-being of Diné people. I'm just basically just telling you again, we like to stick to our culture of the Navajo people. We emphasize that in every business class, biology, even our Diné smaller degrees for associates and certificates. We all try to incorporate this into all our teachings. For the next slide, it talks about the different campuses. Also are in Utah and New Mexico. So we have 6 campuses in New Mexico and Arizona. And Saley. We also have 2 in New Mexico, Shiprock and Crown Point. Saley is our main campus, which you see in the middle right there on the reservation, about 7 floors up. The right side of the page is our second biggest campus for Dine College. So it talks about the emissions, what we go through. So Dine, meaning that we are open for Native Americans and non-Native. Our tuition rate is going to be exactly the same for out-of-state and in-state students. We do get a lot of Navajo students. Basically, they like to start here, and I'll go more in detail of why they like to stick around and stay within our whole for Dine College. We also get a lot of students out there, different parts of the country as well worldwide, like different parts like Africa, Haiti, for example. So we are national or worldwide out there and everything. So also for the admissions, there's a 3-step process for Dine College. First, which is online at dinecollege.edu. You'd fill out the application and you go under the new students, and then a 7-step process on the online application. It is going to be refundable fee for new students, but if you do register for a second semester, you don't have to pay that $20. It's just one and done. For the second, high school or dual credit or college transcript, if you're transferring, we do require this for Dine College. And third step, if you are a federally recognized tribe out there, we do need with the handprint on there. As long as you get that into Dine College in our admissions office, so you'd be good. if you're not a federally recognized tribe and everything, you don't have to worry about this process. So for the next, this one talks about new student and transfer. So if you're a new student, we are starting to accept ACT and SAT scores for the moment. We are a four-year institution as of now. Pretty soon we did get approved. We're going to be a graduate school program here as well for Dine College. So we are in a transition mode, but for now we are accepting ACT. In our community college or so, we do require the college transcript. Our registrar's office at Dine College, they'll determine if the classes are transferable, and if you got a grade C or better, it'll be good to go and everything. So just a little bit of information about that. After you fill out all the other criterias, you go into this person called advisor, usually for freshmen. The scores or the ACT scores that you submitted, go over your transcript if you are transferring. Go into, they'll set up the checklist with you. Recommend 12 credit hours, which is about 4 classes on average for a typical college student. If you have any other student matters like internships, opportunities on campus, scholarships from financial aid, also workshops. And even for the next one, this one goes into our degree programs that we have. Offer. It says bachelor programs, plus is still growing, and those degree programs are the ones that stating in the next couple slides. I'm just gonna brush right through if you guys have any questions. Studies and education, School of Business, Social Science, School of Arts, Humanities, and English. Are separated in those 4 schools, which has credit hours, which is not too much. Necessary if you are just there are 2-year degrees. This is our AAS, our Associate of Applied Sciences Administration. Just gives you guys an idea. Our Associate of Arts, or AA degree, with Business Administration and Social Work. So a little bit of idea for you guys for 2-year degrees. Also, Associate of Science degrees with all of our STEM areas that you guys might be interested in. Environmental science, mathematics, pre-engineering, public health, in the STEM field that you guys might be interested of coming to Dine College. For the next slide, into the which is our business administration, Dine studies, our multicultural education, elementary education, and psychology. So some ideas for a 4-year, it's going to be the exact same tuition rate for you guys as if you guys took a degree, and I'll go more in detail on how much the cost will be for that one. To our BFA, which is our Bachelor of Fine Arts, which is emphasis in graphic design, naval weaving, traditional painting, and digital photography. So a little bit ideas for you guys if you guys are interested in art classes or any art degrees. We have that offer for a 4-year. The agricultural aspect of degree programs, animal, plant. A little bit information for you guys if you guys are interested in those kind of programs. To me at my email address, my office, hopefully. So that work phone number should be eligible for you guys if you guys have any other questions about Dine College or anything else. This is about Dine College. $55 per credit hour. That's really affordable for a 4-year institution in Arizona. It's one of the lowest in Arizona for a 4-year institution. Going into costs, again, the $20 hours is a full-time student status. It'd be $660. And then with that is an activity fee, technology, and then books and supplies that you guys see down there. That basically varies. I do recommend students when they come to Dine College to look at Amazon for cheaper prices, but other than that, some instructors may 100 that you guys see, 300 or maybe 500. It depends. And then parking permit for a semester is $5 for the whole fall or even summer and spring. Basically, you guys see 1,430 for a semester, which is not bad. It could be less than that depending on books, like I mentioned. So I'll give you guys an estimated cost about that. For the next slide, I go on more living on campus. Our main campus is Saley, like I mentioned, only one with the dorm housing. So if you guys are a student and it's just you and everything, they are going to recommend you to look into that double occupancy rate that you guys see down there on your left side, $640 per semester with the one. You are required to have a meal plan for one semester, which is that 1,480 is good for many services like the cafeteria, 7 days a week, serve Starbucks. So if you guys are interested, that's you can use that meal plan for that. Also for our books or our snack bar on campus. So that's what you can use for that meal plan. For the ones that might have a family or you guys are married, we do offer family house units. It's going to be $500, $600. Information about that. If you guys are just dorm students or freshmen or in college, most likely you're going to be that double occupancy down there. And with that together, it's 640 with 1,480, and all together with tuition and fees, you're looking at about less than $3,000, which is about like 2,845 per semester. So for the next slide, for the money resources, this goes in more detail. With the fast food and helps you with money for college. It really does. I would recommend that you guys look into this as soon as possible to get money for travel. For instance, ONSFA office. They have Naval Nation and Chief Marion Lethal scholarships available for you to apply. I believe they're so you guys still have time to apply for that. We also have offered Celia one new scholarship we have at Dine College. How you're doing in school, if you need if it's like a need for you to pay off some student debt for your $1,000 a semester, and they ask you do like an internship during the summertime with NTUA on the job. It's there for you, and also American Indian College Fund that will ships to look up to if you qualify as an American Indian. For you guys, if you guys want to schedule a Zoom in a college, there's my contact on the left side. I am the Arizona student recruiter on the Arizona side. Just email my phone number right there. The recruiter out in New Mexico, she is stationed at Shiprock, our second biggest campus out there. That's her information. So if you guys want like a tour one day after this whole circumstances is ended, we offer that out to different high schools in the Arizona, and she takes care of Mexico. So that's what we do. But if you guys want to set up a Zoom setting, just let me know. So other than that, thank you guys, and go Warriors.
Thank you, Ryan. And next up, we have Wayne Peter for Southwestern Eating Polytechnic Institute. Wayne, are you there? Yes.
Hello? I'm having technical issues, so sorry about that. Peter, I am the enrollment placement officer at SIPI, the Southwestern Indian Polytechnic. Go ahead to the next slide, please. The Native American community. And with the help of other tribal leaders, public officials, citizens, it became a reality. On October 16, 1971, they opened its doors officially for classes. So mission, and one of the mission that was to prepare our culturally diverse Native American students as lifelong learners through partnerships with tribes and other organizations. We established a strong success. So based on that, we have a model called, so what we students, when they come to SIPI, to expect success, and we, our faculty, our staff members, to try to help those students reach those goals. Next. So there are 4 questions. Is where the school is located and kind of what the student population looks. And 3, what is the admissions process? And 4, what's the cost of attendance? So as you can see here, SIPI is one of the are located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We were 1971, and our mascot is the eagle. So SIPI, because we are just a 2-year institution, we try to work with other tribal colleges and kind of have our know and kind of look at. So colleges are a viable source to get an education without having to owe a lot of money once they graduate. So we do have tribal colleges. She got her associate degree first from a tribal colleges in South Dakota, and she got her bachelor degree in South Dakota. So she is our academic counselor. So she does promote this very highly with all our students that come to SIPI. So some of the things we like to highlight as far as colleges in New Mexico by the Best Value Schools organization. So that's kind of next. So number 2 is who attends our school. Students can identify maybe with one or more of the students within 463. We are a small campus that kind of leads to small class sizes. So we do have a student-teacher ratio of 16 students for every teacher. We are 100% of our students are 7% of our students are female, 42% are male, 86% of our students are enrolled full-time. We also do have approximately 60% of our students who live in our residential halls. We do have 2 residential halls on our campus, so we are a big residential program. If we look at where our students come from what states, as you can see, New Mexico has the most number of students for New Mexico, followed by Arizona, Oklahoma, and Colorado to round up the top 4. Those different states, the top 5 tribes that have students, 55% come from the Navajo Nation. And then we have Pueblos, the Pueblo of Jemez, Pueblo Laguna, and San Felipe, which round off the top 5. And then the White Mountain Apache does come in at 3rd place. But we do have students from representing over 63 different tribes that attend. Next. So the third thing we also like to highlight or show or have students kind of think about is the admissions process. So as you can see here, our admissions process is all laid out here. We do have all these forms that need to be completed and submitted. We do offer a no application fees. So when a student applies, there's no fees that need to be included. But we do have a 1-page SIPI application, and that's front and back. And there it's just basic demographics to name where the student came from, high school GPA. And we also require tribal enrollment verification, high school transcripts with an official graduation date, official college transcript if they're dually enrolled. Within 30 days, they have to submit a physical and their immunization records. And if they are claiming veteran status, we ask for the DD 214 form. So these are all the documents. If they want to find out more of the information, there is a checklist available on our website, and that is at the bottom of the page. Next. So the next part of the questions that we like to have students look at is our academic programs. We do have 4 types of academic programs at SIPI. We have the top 2, the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degree. Those degrees are for students who would like to transfer into a 4-year institution. So for students who go into liberal arts, early childhood education, business administration, and pre-engineering, those are geared for students who are going to transfer either to other institutions that have those same degrees. The other two types of degrees, the Associate of Applied Science and the certificate programs, are basically for students who would like to go enhance their skills for their current participate in those programs, and those are kind of our highly successful programs, such as like the pre-engineering, the college program, and our vision care technology and our optical laboratory technology. Care and our optical lab technology, we do have a state-of-the-art. They come in, they learn how to even making the glasses, and we do have a on-campus vision store, so they can come, they'll learn on how to fit them and then make programs that we do offer. Next. And finally, the fourth thing that we tell students to look out for, regardless of whatever institution they go to, is the cost of attendance. Two TCUs, I believe, that are tuition free because we are federally but we do have all the fees that are associated with attending. For one trimester is student activities, your library fee, you're on campus and you're a full-time student. And the time. The only other program that does require in 20 such as their jack is for that program. And what we like to show, if they were to attend a public 2-year institution, on average they'll pay be roughly $1,700 compared to the 10. We are one of the lowest in all tribal colleges. Next. As with the other institutions, we do participate in federal programs and to complete them as well. We do like to highlight one of our main scholarships that we do offer, and this program has been in existence for the last 2 years. We do offer a new Student Scholar Award. What this does is semester after their first semester, every consecutive semester, they get all those fees will be waived as well. So they could potentially go through all 2 years and not owe any fees at all if they maintained a 3.0 GPA. To be eligible for this, you have to be have a high school GPA of 3.0 or transfer GPA, meaning they can't leave for like over the summer and then come back in the fall. So they have to just be continuous. We also participate with the American Indian College Fund and other tribal scholarships. In higher ed offices, come to our campus and meet with their students. So we do promote that as well. What I also included was just a list of resources that are available out there. We do have if there's official Facebook page, we post to Facebook. Education Consortium website. All our
Okay. Thank you, Dwayne, for giving us that overlook of Sippy. Um, so we will have this contact information available. We will also have this presentation posted on the AIEA webpage and the AIEA YouTube channel. If you want specific information, just please email me or call me, and then I will be able to send that to you. Next, we are moving on to the Institute of American Indian Arts. Warrior, are you there? Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so my name is Warrior Brown, and I'm with the Institute of American Indian Arts. So I just wanted to Education Association for giving us the opportunity to present Chan students. So let's start talking about our mission. So our mission is to and leadership in Native arts and cultures through higher education and outreach. Next slide, please. Okay, so this I want to begin with saying that we are accredited by the Higher Association of Schools of Art and Design, and I am also proud to say that we are also a member of the Indian Higher Education Consortium. As many of you guys know, as every year our students look forward to competing in the annual coronavirus. The AHEC Student Conference was canceled this year. Really looking forward to competing in next year's conference. Said, you know, IAIA is the only four-year degree fine arts institution in the world that is devoted to contemporary Native American and Alaska conscious cities and important art markets in the entire world. Ultimately, we here at IAIA believe that art is all around us. And with that much being said, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the statistics surrounding our institution. So as of fall of 2000. Out of that 614 students, 3 of the 573 tribes within the U.S. So understanding those numbers, it just shows it shows everybody how diverse saying that we do offer the same prices, native 76%, same rate, same tuition, and that really shows a lot of last thing I want to mention is the 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio that we have. We believe that's stringently important to the daily, longer and better lasting relationships with their professors and their peers, able to relationships with them, for their careers in the art or whatever they want to pursue in the future when it comes to their artistic capability. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the degree programs that we offer. We don't have as many as a lot of institutions do, and the study of contemporary Native American art. Split that up into different types of degree. This is the studio arts, which allows students to choose an emphasis in a type of art field that they want to be in. So within the studio arts field, our program offers painting, photography, printmaking, ceramics, jewelry making, metal craft, and digital arts. So students are able to get that first-hand to one student faculty ratio, considering working within the field of artwork. Next is our creative writing program. In the creative writing program, students have the opportunity to explore multiple genres and develop themselves to their own unique visions. Students receive a strong foundation in writing as well as solid grounding in Native journalism and creative nonfiction. Students will join the voices of Indigenous American. So to move on to the museum studies program, studies, from theoretical perspectives, catalog collections, and work with Native communities and local and very on to finish this program, students are able to work as a curator or director in any types of famous museums. Moving on. A lot to do with Mexico's film industry is growing. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys heard Netflix had built a production studio down in Albuquerque just recently, and Albuquerque being about 40 actually go off to stations like Netflix or production studios such as Disney. Students are able to do an internship with Disney and work with and really get a hands-on experience after studying here at IAIA. But this program is ultimately made to really train graduating with a BFA degree in cinematic arts and technology will be prepared to function in a professional environment, whether their path leads them to Hollywood, collegiate, course of study. So this program is guided by the college. So students who wish to being able to learn the ways of indigenous ways of knowing and makers in their communities. But more surrounding the indigenous. Last of our 6 undergrad degree programs is our performing arts program. So this is I like to say this is our baby, most newest program that we've opened up. Arts program students are to take classes in our brand new Performing Arts Center. Also able to learn stagecraft, and stagecraft students are able to anything that would be needed to really conduct a play and really get into the true any types of performing arts field. And then we have the certificate programs, all can be completed online. They're very self-explanatory. These certificate programs to open up a few more graduate about this program and what it offers. It's a low residency program, so at the initial part, they would move into their regular program, the creative writing program. It's really publish books and write books. They really have from AIEA, and they later on continue to be activists or role models or change makers within their community as well, through the art of words. Okay, next slide, please. This presentation is really geared towards freshman applicants, so that transferable credit hours. So this process is the only thing difference between transfer process is the transfer process. You would also have to submit your past college transcripts, and you would also need this. You can down below there, but this process is really geared towards high school students looking to start college, or our application can be completed online. Everything can be submitted online. Required to pay a $25 application fee, and you can pay that with a debit or credit card. But the next thing you would want to do, official high school transcripts, and that's fine. That's totally okay, because students are able to submit their the high school is able to send over their official transcripts. So depending on where you are with your high that's the important thing to consider. Next, ACT, SAT, and AccuPlacer scores. Since we are a fine arts institution, classes that or degree programs that focus on the sciences or math, but students are required colleges out there, students have to take, your general prerequisite courses, your Englishes. But the AccuPlacer and these and where to start you off. If you don't have college placement scores, however, you can take it during orientation in August, so you shouldn't really worry about the college placement scores during the admissions process. So moving on to number 5, if you did earn college credit and you are under the 24 transferable credit hours, it has to be under 24 credit hours to be considered a freshman student. As mentioned earlier before, for international students or transfer students, if you want to hear more and our fall 2020 deadline is July 27th, so it's very important for students to start, the process sooner than later, and we just try and okay, so we do have 2 housing options. One of or sharing a dorm. Most often the case is students often end up sharing dorm rooms, but you're looking to pay about $2,196 per semester, and it does require that you have a meal plan, either the 14 or 19. Take a look at that. The meal plan, though, the meal plan is probably one of the best meal plans. They go out and they buy a lot of organic produce from local farmers markets, and they really try and promote the health. Partaking in our community gardens and our land grant and vegetables, and learn indigenous ways of farming. And this all kind of really comes down to the cultural aspect that we believe here as a campus. You got to remember that we have over 9 here at IAIA. We very much like to promote the indigenous atmosphere here. So, for example, you walk into class, one of the professors would be burning sage at the beginning of class, for any from their teachers, and we approach very seriously here. And that's just a college, a tribal college, is how comfortable I'm really going to be here staying on campus. And we really try to make sure that or in a domestic partnership or who have children, you guys have the option of staying in our individual casita styled houses. We're definitely flexible when it comes to you depth, really getting that cultural experience while living here on campus and in Santa Fe, and within the South or housing webpage. We really like to promote from our school. So it's $206 per credit hour for U.S. residents and Canadian First Nation. That's coming from Canada. They also pay the $206. They double that rate, so $412. But once you pass the full-time mark, which is usually full-time, the student Again, it's double for international students, but any Canadian First Nations or anybody in to pay that U.S. resident fee. You wouldn't have to worry about books because books are all included. To is really broken down. You can okay, fine. FAFSA, that's always the first thing a student should complete, even before applying to a certain school. Or always encourage students to get the FAFSA done as soon as you can. The FAFSA is actually so we do have we do require that all the students, not require, we do really motivate all at IAIA. There is an external scholarships that students can sign up for through external Native American organizations. And look into, and a lot of these scholarships are funded by apply for these scholarships, but we definitely work with external scholarships, and when it comes to funding your members of any American Indian or Alaskan Native for these scholarships or grants through their tribes. So depending on which tribe you're from, really depends. Yeah, like I said, really and the scholarships that they offer. Certain tribal scholarships might have a different scholarship. They had their own prerequisites, but considering how diverse your way of opportunity, if you guys have those, and most on the students' FAFSA information, so it all goes back to FAFSA. It's very, FAFSA really helps in helping students finding financial aid help. Okay, next. Okay, so or Alaskan Native need according to their FAFSA. Once again, scholarship for incoming for all of you who are looking to enter as freshmen. But for the IAIA Merit Scholarship, that one is the one that really looks at the 3.0 to 3.9. It's like $500, 3.5 to 3.89, that's $750. To really based scholarships that are available. 3.9 to 4.0 GPA offered to students, and that's basically almost half of your. And then we have our general access school that opens up in late summer. Students are able to fill out single application is used to apply for hundreds of external scholarships. So depending on which the needs that definitely these scholarships will reach out to us and we'll apply those funds to the student their student account, so they won't have to worry about paying for tuition or fees. And a lot of Travelers colleges, we have the partnership with American Indian College Fund, which is which also applied to their financial aid opportunity. Please. Okay, with that much being said, set up a meeting with me, a personal call to really just get an in-depth description of who my counter. We split the U.S. into 25. Everybody today for listening to our presentations. With that much being said, I hope that all of you guys are being safe. You guys continue to chase your aims. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Warrior. Okay, so at this time, we're going to be doing the question and answer portion. You may unmute your line to ask a question to our college representative, or you may type in your question inside the chat box where we will read it for open discussion.
Jerry, just to know who is on this webinar session, that this webinar it came in maybe after we had already begun our session, that this webinar is being and will be available to the participants who were a part of this webinar session. As mentioned, we also have a YouTube channel that this will also be uploaded. Again, just please feel free to unmute yourself and ask while we have our presenters on the call with. You can send your question in the chat box as well. Thank you. The chat box, just that get this to be shared with them. Again, just to contact us via our email, and we'll add you to the email list that we send out this information to for all of our education webinar sessions. So.
Okay. Since there's no questions, we will just move forward with the last portion. Can you hear me? Okay, so for the last portion, we are going to give a quick update to AIEA. The student scholarship is available. We have posted it on the ITCA website. The deadline is for July 17th, 2020. Next up, we do have our AIEA Protecting Our Land Summer Youth Camp. It's going to be a virtual platform this year, and that's going to be in July. We will have more information about that in the upcoming month or so. Second, we are still planning to have our AIEA Educators Banquet. The tentative date is September 12th, so for that Saturday. Also, we still have our AIEA member drive. You can access the um, membership form online again at the ICCA webpage that we have for AIEA. And later on, we'll be providing more information for our upcoming AIEA education webinars. Most likely, we will be hosting one more webinar during the month of May. So here is the last portion. This is my contact information. Since AIEA representatives are working from home remotely, I do take phone calls on my personal cell phone number. So you can use my number that I'm posting here, and also I do have my email address at jerry.thomas@iccaonline.com. If you have any more questions, or if you would like more information, you can also visit our webpage at www.iccaonline.com/AIEA. Again, I want to thank everyone for participating in this webinar, and if you have any more information you would like to share, or if you have any more questions or comments about the webinar, please contact us, or if you have anything else to share, just let us know. Thank you for participating, and hopefully when we get out that information, we'll see you again in our next upcoming webinar. Thank you.
Everybody.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording now. It is 1 hour and 53 minutes.